Hi there, welcome back to Barg's Inventory. I'm a bargain hunter slash collector, and this is my haul, this is my inventory. And on this episode, we will be looking at the Buster, the Gundam Buster from Gundam Seed. But before that, I would like to say sorry. I would like to apologize for making a boo-boo in my last review, which was this guy, the Zadra. In my review, I kept saying elbows when I was referring to his shoulders. In my mind, I thought I was saying shoulders, but in actuality, I was saying elbows. I kept saying elbows, elbows, elbows. My only consolation is that when I finally got to the elbows, I stuck with elbows because I was referring to his elbows. I'll try not to make the same mistakes or any more mistakes like that in the future. We're only human. Anyway, back to the Buster. Now first we're going to check the box that he came in with. So I'm going to move him back a bit so that we have a little more room. There. Now at the front of the box you have a product shot of the Buster. See that? And he's wielding his big gun right over there, that combined gun. See that? And it says over here robot. Then some Japanese character which I don't know. The robot spirits, side MS. I think MS stands for mobile suit. And over here you have the GAT X103 Buster Gundam from Gundam Seed. R number 114. On the bottom of the box you have a warning, choking hazard, lots of stuff in Japanese, and a holographic sticker. On this side of the box, GAT X103 Buster Gundam robot, yeah, the robot spirit, side MS. On this side of the box you have another product shot with him just standing there with the guns mounted on his back. And on this side of the box, more product shots. Again, you see him in a dramatic pose wielding his big barreled gun right over there. You see him here with his guns dismounted from the backpack. Let's see, there, and over here again wielding both guns at the same time. Over here a product shot with a full elbow bend hardpoint weapon. Okay, on this side of the box, which is the top, robot again upside down, R number 114. That's pretty much it for the box. Now let's proceed with the Buster. The Buster has many accessories. He comes with a stand. He comes with a backpack, which I do not mount. I'll tell you about it later. And he comes with several different grips, different hands that are interchangeable. You can remove them and re-equip him with a different grip or a different hand, depending on what pose you want him to take. As you can see, even without the backpack, he can still wield those two guns nicely. See that? There's no problem there. You can still actually play with this guy, pose him, even without the backpack. Now I'm going to show you his hands. Just a moment. There you go. These are the optional hands. Like I said before, he has an open hand, left and right, closed fists over here, and grips over here. I'm gonna move him a little closer so that you can see him better. See that? These are the open hands for those dramatic battle poses that you're going to use them for. These are the closed fists. See that? See that? Look at the detail they put into this thing. See that? Okay. And then finally, these are the grips for the left and right hand, so that he can wield that big gun of his when he fuses them together. See that? All interchangeable depending on what pose you're going to put him in. These are optional flaps. You see here? It has a little peg right here. You just have to remove this one and then interchange with this one. I don't really need to interchange it. I prefer this one over this one, so we'll just leave it as is. And like I said, the backpack can stand for the dramatic poses. Okay, now let's get right down to this guy. Just a moment. Okay, let's bring him in closer. Right over here. Okay, first let's remove the guns so that we can see him better. Okay, and let's get him standing there first, and then we'll check out the guns first. Okay, this is the longer gun. Target sighting over here. This is the other gun. See the detail that they put in this thing? It's really cool. And of course they are, what you call this, they can be interconnected. And when you interconnect them, they're really big. I mean, it's taller than him. See? Almost twice his size. They can be connected in another way. If you want to connect them another way, if you want this one to come up front, you have to remove the nozzle here, like that, and then connect it here. Again, it's very tall. It's a very big gun, and he can still wield it even without his backpack. I'm still able to pose this guy and play with this guy even without the backpack. Now, I'm going to tell you about the backpack, about my reservations on it. Okay. Let's get this one for you. Now, you see this particular portion here? It has a slit over here so that this small tab right here could go right into it so that it fits in properly. It looks the way it's supposed to look. So you can't go wrong with that. One of the cool things about their design. Okay. Now, before we go to the buster, let's go to the backpack. Now, the backpack, this one right here, it's in. It has a slot here, a peg, and then you just plug it in like that. Fell off. Excuse me. There. Nice and snug, nice and tight. You can mount the guns here on these ball joints here. And you can interconnect this guy with this one here. Right over here. Now, what I'm about to tell you is my own reservations about the backpack. It doesn't necessarily mean that that's what actually happens if you interconnect them. Got an itch over there. Anyways, when I tried connecting this one, I felt some resistance with this ball joint and the socket right here. So it gave me the impression that if I connect this one, I won't be able to pull it out again. I mean, it's going to be permanent. And if I do that, I won't be able to put them in the box again. I like being able to put these guys back in the box because they're on timeshare on my shelves. Every so often, I change up my shelves. I put a new line of display. Gundams, Transformers, Zoids. I'd like to be able to return them in the box because it preserves them better. It keeps them clean better. Now, you can still play with this guy even if you don't mount the backpack. Even if you don't connect the guns, you can still play with this guy. And I'm going to show you all the poses you can make with this guy even without the backpack. Now, for the backpack, for those that opt to mount the big guns over here and interconnect them with this one, the assists over here, I call them the assists because they help carry the guns, the big guns over here. It's right here on his waist, this one. See? There. These are what I call the assists. I don't exactly know what you're supposed to call them because basically they assist in wielding those guns of his. See that? Okay. Now for the backpack, very important thing to note about this is that in the instruction manual, when I saw it, it gave me the impression that I could swing this down when I wanted to wield the guns. That's not the case. This thing is actually connected by a tab. So if I had forced it to swing down, I would have broken the tab. I mean, it would have broken off. Here, I'm just going to pull it off. No harm. See that? There's that slot over there, and here's the tab right here. That's the tab right there. See that? So it just pops in, pops out. When it's in, it's secure. It does not wiggle, does not move. It's okay. So when you start, if you opt to put the mount the backpack and the guns with it, remember this gets pulled off, and then it slides down with the ball with this ball joint, and the guns also slide around because of this ball joint. Do not slide this portion here because you might end up accidentally breaking that tab, and that's it. I mean, it's just gonna fall off. It's you won't be able to mount the guns properly anymore. Like I said, these are just my own reservations. Since I am still able to pose him with these big guns, even without the backpack, I chose not to mount the backpack yet. Maybe when I have a lot more shelves and I want to display all of them, yeah, I'm going to mount the backpack with the guns. It's just that I have an inkling that once I do that, I won't be able to pop it out anymore. And even if I do pop it out, it might cause some stress on these ball joints here and on this one here. And then it'll eventually put some stress on it and then it might accidentally break. I don't want to do that. I mean, I like this figure. Okay, now let's go to the Buster. Okay. Up close and personal, you see he has some sort of a military scheme going on with his color scheme. I think this is some sort of military green over here. I think this is an orange. Everything here is in the shade of a military for the purpose of camouflage because he looks like a tree. This is the trunk, and then these are the leaves. This is ideal for concealing him in foliage in the forest, which I think was the original design for this guy. He can fire off these guns like artillery and move from different locations in the forest. I mean, that would make for a pretty devastating effect, especially when he's rendering those artillery fire and keeps moving around. He's not going to be a fixed target. Okay. On the head, you can see it's a ball joint right over there. You can move up, it can move down, turn that way that much, turn this way that much. Not a full 360 though. Okay. And on the shoulders, I'm saying shoulders. On the shoulders, you have a 360 bend over here. Underneath the shoulders, another 360 bend right over here. And on the elbows, it's a full elbow bend. For his hands, I use the ones that have the trigger fingers, in wielding his guns. The flaps go up and down. To the side, it goes about that high, no higher than that. That's the most it goes. And he has some missile pods on his shoulders. 6 missiles on this side. 6 missiles on this side. So 12 missiles all in all. Kind of like the heavy arms. Okay, and the head you can see. Oh, I hope you can see. There's a bit of green there. There. Those are his eyes. That one there. There's the other eye over there. Okay. On the chest you have again the military green, the military orange, torso, lighter color. The color scheme is kind of bland, but this was totally designed for camouflage. I mean, he can hide in the forest, in the foliage, and he won't be easily spotted. He doesn't need stealth. He just needs to move around in the forest. And then he fires off his artillery right over here. Okay. Now, for the waist, whoops, that one popped out. Quick fix. There we go. For the waist, he can go full 360. There you go. Just a moment. Okay, had to tell my dog to start calming down because they were at it again. Anyways, this one over here, it swivels as well, turns around as well, about this much. These are the assists to help carry the guns. They go in and out like this. Okay, the legs, they can kick up this high to the front, this high to the sides, nowhere at the back. For the knees, yep, he's got a full knee bend right there. For the ankles, he has ankle tiltage, and he's got this thing going on his foot. He can lift the foot up, lift the foot down, right there. I think it's for those dramatic kicks or something like that. Again, quick fix. Yeah, like he's kicking something. See? Okay. Same for this side now. Okay. Size comparison. Let's compare him with the Zadra. I mean, how tall he is compared to the Zadra. Okay? I'm going to get him. Let's move that there. Yeah, he's about half his size. This is the Zadra. This is the Buster. Yeah, he's really small compared to this guy. Let's bring in the other one. I like to call him Mr. Knock Knock. The Fortress. Move the stand, and there it is, the Fortress. Yeah, he's really small compared to this guy. The scale of this one is 1:144. These guys is 1:100. So you can see the difference with the different toy lines from the Gundam Age and the Gundam Seed, the Gundam Buster. Now, let's compare him with a Voyager class Optimus Prime from Transformer Siege. There. Yeah, he's still smaller. He's, I think, about the size of a deluxe class. So this is how he is compared to Optimus Prime. See? There. Okay. Now, let's start getting into those battle poses that I told you about that you can still achieve even without the backpack. Just a moment. I'm going to clear it up and then get the stand, okay? Ta-da! There you go. How about that? I wanted to see if I can make him stand on that landscape on his own, and he can't stand it. He can't stand on his own. Look at that. See? Let's spin him around a bit. See that? Now I'm going to do something else. Just a moment. There you go. Missile pods open. 2 guns being wielded for firing. Again, he can still be played even without the backpack. I don't need to mount the backpack yet. It doesn't have to be permanent. I can still put him snugly in the box. All of his accessories, including the backpack. Tongue got wound up a bit there. See? Let's spin him around a bit more so that we can get a full 360 angle of what he looks like when he's being posed. See? I also use the assists to help him wield those guns. See? He can stand perfectly still. He's totally stable. Now let's have him wield the gun when it's combined, okay? Ta-da! There you go. You have him wielding the gun all on his own. See that? He can pose perfectly well, stable. See that? Look at how big his gun is compared to him. And he's wielding it, man. He is holding that gun. So cool. So cool. Yeah, it didn't hit. Good. Oops, he dropped. Just a moment. You see that? He's holding the gun pretty well and pretty stable. Now let's get him on the stand for something more dramatic. There you go. How about that? Cool, isn't it? See that? Right over the landscape, just like he's about to launch and fire off that big gun of his. Okay, let me do one more dramatic uh, battle pose with the guns. This time I'm going to interchange it, okay? Ta-da! There you go. How about that? Holding the gun with one hand with his open palm right over here. Like telling his enemies to stop or halt. Or he's going to pulverize them with that big gun of his. See that? I interchange the guns. And like I said, you can still play with this guy, pose him however way you want it, even without the backpack. So it's just me, for my preferences, I did not put the backpack, did not mount it. And like I said, you can still get him into those cool battle poses, even without the backpack. See that? And it's really cool that he comes with a stand and he comes with those multiple grips so that you can pose him any which way you like. There you go. How about that? Well, if you like this video, please click like, please click subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Next time will be the unicorn. Thank you for coming. Bye.